All right, here we go. Mars, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, man. It's been like a wonderful day so far, like nice weather and everything like that too. And an interesting catalog, by the way, too. From what I've seen, like on your SoundCloud and everything else, your biggest single or your biggest like song was "Good Youths," which was like the Ruthless remix and all that, which had like at least 57k streams on like SoundCloud, a lot of videos on TikTok, and then COVID-19, it also had like at least up to 10k streams on Spotify too. And like with
Mm,
Project 4 and like the other project too, it's been dope so far.
yeah, thanks.
No doubt, no doubt. So I just want to start it off, usually for the beginning and all that. So like the people may know you as like a rapper and musician too, but before that, just like even being from like a certain area like Toronto too. Let's just start off within this. So you grew up in Toronto, right?
I was born there. Didn't stay there for long. I had two homes over there. Moved pretty early on, but I've been in Brampton for most of the time since that.
True, true. And so you mainly grew up in like Brampton in that sense too. So in Brampton, or like even in Toronto too, like what was like the environment like in the areas that you grew up, like both in Toronto and Brampton? And would you say that you had like a very decent childhood or anything like that?
Honestly, like there were some like bad times, but mostly the stuff from over there is gonna carry over here because that's the people don't change, even if the environment does. But for the most part, it was good. Like I had my rough times. I just had to tough through it, stay who I was.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. And like even being like from Brampton and even like in Toronto too, like back and forth, like in either area, were there like ever any other inspirations that made you want to pursue more in the music scene, like in both those areas?
Honestly, no, I don't have. I probably have one other friend that I met over here that does music. Other than that, it's pretty much just me. Like I just fell into it by myself.
No doubt, no doubt. And as far as like your musical like background and history, like what made you decide on wanting to become like a rapper and a musician? Like, was there something that helped you gain like an interest in music in that sense?
Honestly, it probably started from like the Yo Mama jokes that people would do at like school and stuff growing up, or like you'd freestyle. There was always that, and then I got really heavily into battle rap. I started watching a lot of battle rap. Like I just really liked the way they put the words together. So then I started rapping at school, and then people were like, "You should put songs out." And I had one friend put me on a song. Orville Grant still makes music, a very good guy. Put me on music. I started rapping. He taught me how to, he gave me my first mic. I put it together. I put the raps together, and then he told me, try with the melodies, try the singing thing. So I've been practicing for a while with the melodies, so now I can do a little bit of both.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And as far as like the Yo Mama jokes and like the battle rap stuff, did you had like any like dope like Yo Mama lines like back then, or like even like some battle rappers that like you listen to in that sense?
Um, as for your mama jokes, I don't really remember those anymore because no one's really saying those. But battle rappers, we got T Top, we got this guy named Chess, we got um Briz Rothstein and Tay Rock. Those guys are crazy. Those guys are really crazy.
True, true, true. Yeah. I think for me too, like, I'm not like crazy on battle rap, but like I've been like listening to stuff here and there too. Like I kind of like, the calico, like not the calicos, but like, like the murder
Mm,
mucks, the loaded luxes, the
yeah,
disasters, like all these other battle rappers too, the Charlie clips. And even like the
yeah, I like
Sisters
Charlie
too,
Clips.
like they're very dope as well too. So, and I also like previously interviewed like battle rapper as well. We talked about like the whole like battle rap scene too. So, and he told me like it was like an interesting way because certain groups, like one person could be going with certain lines with anime, while another will be like on some like little like hood stuff, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of diversity in battle rap. You can literally say anything, anything goes, and all that intensity builds up. But whether they decide to take it outside or not, that's up to them. I like that about it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And just getting into like your sense of music too. So in terms of your like music taste, what artists or genres were you mainly like influenced by? And like in the future, who would you like to like work with someday in that sense?
So starting off, it was growing up. It was a lot of Eminem. I listened to a lot of Eminem growing up, so that was my main like influence to rap. Because I started off wanting to rap, but I just didn't have the equipment for rapping, so I went to singing. When I went to singing, I found people like Tory Lanez, A Boogie, Roddy Rich, and yeah, those guys like the melodic flows, even Young Thug. Like it really helped me like be able to put together a melody and understand like how it works and what melodies you can attach to it. But yeah,
Yeah,
it gotta be those guys.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And just getting on to like everything else right now too. So I was like listening to like She Was Here too on Project 4, and there was like a lot of like diversity like in those projects in that sense too, because it was kind of different from like the main singles that you had like with COVID-19 and Good Youth. So with those
Yeah.
projects, what were those creative process like, and what were the inspirations for those projects?
Starting with She Was Here. She Was Here was originally just supposed to be the first song, which is but I always wanted like to like rap, have a melodic rap on it, kind of like Sleepy Hollow or Chef G, kind of like what they do. So there was that. And then the other two songs, I bunched them in. They were older songs that I had nothing to do with. So I was like, I bunched them together. Like they were about past like relationships, like things that I just went through with different women. And I was just like, I can put them all together and name it She Was Here. And yeah. As for Planet 4, that was just, those were all songs from my first year of making music. So they were like, since my name is Mars, right? Planet 4, the fourth planet is Mars. So it was just me. It was just I tried to be as much as myself as I could before like I get influenced too much. But I had a lot of fun making that. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I think everyone like also like as I said before, everyone knows you from the Good Youths remix.
Holy, holy. Good youths always finish last, should've known that.
Which was like heavily like popular like on TikTok and SoundCloud too, which gained like 50K streams on like SoundCloud, 333 videos with the song on TikTok, and a lot of other stuff as well. So and a lot of like very big influencers like Toronto wise were using that song.
Yeah.
So tell me more about the impact that song had for you like in your musical career, and like how it changed like everything for you in a way, like as well, like were you like a big fan of the original song, or from MarMar Oso, who was like the
Yeah.
creator of Ruthless before he did the remake?
Honestly, I kept seeing it was a trend. I kept seeing that song and like there was like the typical like there was some very corny TikToks being made. So it started off like I made a joke like in a Discord with my friends, and I just randomly sing like oftentimes I'll sing like a big song and I'll just change the words, and I just jokingly said, "Holy, shorty got bashed by the squad, gotta hold that." And then one day I just made that the first like 2 or 3 lines. I just went outside. I didn't even want my face associated with it. Like I just sat on my skateboard and I looked away and I played it. And then the next day, my friend was like, "Yo, your TikTok famous." I was like, "You're capping." And then I looked at it and it already had like 60K views. And then I saw someone commented saying, "Watch this be on 6 Buzz." And I went to work that day. Like 3 hours later, I see pages posting it. And like that's when I was like, okay, I posted Tap Dance from Planet 4. And a lot of people like that song. So it gave me a window where a lot of people were listening. And it made me realize I should have taken better advantage of that. Like I could have taken a lot, like done a lot more to grow bigger as an artist, but I had a lot going on. But it was more like a mental boost, saying like, okay, now I know I can make something that people actually like. Like I have a voice that people will listen to if I put out the right thing. So that's more where it changed for me, knowing that people will listen if I put out like some quality.
Yeah, no doubt. And like when I heard that song too, like I heard it strictly from TikTok and then like from other social media pages too. And it blew up like crazy from that sense too, just strictly from, blog TO, which is like a popular like app
Yeah.
like in Toronto. Like they posted it like with this one girl like using the song too, and then a lot of other like influencers like from Toronto like were checking in on that. And it was kind of big because like it was sort of like something that hoodmans and Toronto mans are typically like using, even like Brampton, like Saga mans as well too, just like with that song, how they align it with breaking up and all this type of stuff too. And like it's easy to get noticed like even by like one big song too. So like even like just like going outside, like during COVID time and all that, did people ever like notice you like as the guy that made that specific song?
Honestly, I didn't want to be noticed for that song. So that's why I took the video with me facing away. So no one really recognizes me. It's more my friends that'll like, when I'm introduced, he's like, oh, he's the guy that made this song. And then they'll just start singing it in front of me. And it just gets awkward from there. But it's a nice feeling to know that, someone I've never known, I didn't know, just listens to my music. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
But nah, I haven't been recognized for it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I typically understand that.
Yeah.
And like the original creator of the song too, who was actually like a Bay Area artist named MarMar Oso. He actually used that song, first, like the original, and had like people like Sage, the Gemini, G-Eazy, Quando Rondo, and like a lot of other people like on his song too. And he has worked with like a lot of people like typically in the Bay Area and in other like parts of the US too. So like in that instance, would you ever want to like collaborate with MarMar Oso by any chance, or you still might have like second thoughts on that in that sense?
Honestly, he's a good artist. Like I think I've only heard like two, maybe probably just two of his songs, but he's a good artist. Like he's a lot bigger than me. So it would be, it would be pretty good to get my name out there. Like it would be a fun thing to do. Like it would be a nice song probably. But I kind of want to work my way up. I don't want to, if I do get noticed for something, I don't want it to be as someone's feature. I want it to be as just me. So, but like that would be a good opportunity, but it wouldn't be ideal for me.
Yeah. No doubt. I truly understand that too. And just getting on to like the next question too. So what is your creative process like when making music? And like if you had like a day in recording music, like what would like a typical day be like for you in that sense too? Like do you just like start off with like writing, your bars, your verses, your melodies, or do you just go like straight to the booth and just like freestyle like off the dome in that sense?
So originally, I would I would search through beats until I found a beat that really spoke me. And software isn't even open. Like I'll just hum over it and I'll just get a melody. If I don't get that melody, I'll leave the beat. I'll go to another beat until I find one that is like really clicks, and I'm like, this is a solid melody that I can build off. Because sometimes you can find a solid melody, but like the way that melody ends out of the chorus, it's hard to start a verse after that. So it ruins the vibe of the song from the beginning. So I'll create that song. I used to write it first, and then I go through it and change lines that need to be changed, and I enter things to make the lyrics a little more give them a little more depth, and then that way I'd write it like
Yeah,
it
no
would be a
doubt.
solid song. But I found that the rhyme schemes and the melodies I were thinking of were very limited, and there I was running and just going in, start rapping. And the next project I have coming out, it doesn't have a name yet, but it has a lot of just me singing or rapping, and it's like I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Have you ever like figured out like a name for this new project coming out soon, or you're still like waiting on that? Like, within the creative process in that sense?
I'm thinking of I kind of wanted to connect to the first one, like to that like the astronaut kind of Mars theme, but something like just along the lines of like Far From Home, but that's a Spider-Man movie, you know? So I was like, I'm still working on the name for it, but hopefully it'll be done soon. I got a lot finished already, so I'm just finishing up.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I actually didn't write this question into, but assuming Mars, like the planet, like Mars, like planet number 4 in that sense, too.
Mm.
Like, had you had like a certain reason on why you wanted to name yourself Mars aside from the astrology sense? Were you like very big onto just astrology and like other stuff in that sense, or just
Yeah.
as like another aspect?
It just kind of lined up perfectly. Like my name is Shamar, my nickname's Mars. I was born in March, which in French is Mars. Like like I just felt like a lot of it lined up perfectly. So I was just like, I like that, so I stuck with it. But the X, I put the X in there because it's like starting out. It's hard to beat a planet. Like if I actually put Mars, like it would be a lot harder to find me. So that's the reason the X is in there. But yeah, that's why.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Just getting back onto the whole like TikTok idea, which I'd say like it would be like a good part of how well known you are, like musically in that sense too, like if we're talking about Toronto and like with TikTok and such. How do you feel about like the app like so far, like do you feel that it's like very beneficial like for musicians in that sense too, or do you feel like it causes like some issues with artists like not getting exposed like that and just only like the person making the TikToks?
Honestly, I feel like that whole app is just an opportunity. From the day it came out, it's just been an opportunity. There's many times I don't know how they got TikTok's algorithm to work like that, to where if you watch like two music related things, artists will just start popping up. If you ignore all of like the memes and the jokes and you watch a whole video of just an artist and then you do that over and over, your whole feed will eventually just be new artists. And there's ways where like even doing remixes, there were remixes for a while that were blowing up everywhere, like including mine. Like there's ones that have gotten millions of likes, and then I've seen them turn that into a career. So like this app is it's really good for not even just artists. Like you could do anything on it big. Like at this point, like it's really a good opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Do you have like just being on the app too, do you have like any like favorite people from Toronto that usually typically use like TikTok too? Because there's like a lot of like Toronto creatives that use TikTok too. Like there's like this rapper named Plush, who's also like a female rapper, but she's also like well known on TikTok as well. And then you have like a lot of other creatives, like not like on the hip hop side, but like more on just like the regular general Toronto side, and then also Toronto based comedians like Dem Dog and Faith with the jokes. But like even with you,
Yeah.
do you have like any like favorite TikTokers from Toronto that you would like to shout out?
There's a guy named his full tag is. I think that guy is hilarious. I see my friends all the and that guy's cool. I like his shit too.
True, true. All right. Just getting on to like the next question right now. Like since we're in a pandemic crisis right now too, and like you even like made the song like Evident, called COVID-19, which talks a lot about the pandemic in that sense too. But just getting into that instance, do you feel that the pandemic has affected the way you tend to proceed with your business? And since then, what were some changes or tweaks that you had to handle like with your business in a pandemic like this?
Honestly, I had more time, but at the same time, I also started working at the hospital, so there was less time. But it still gave me like room to like think of new things, think of new ways. That's why I got on TikTok because I just had extra time. it was something that I've been wanting to do, but I just didn't have the time for it. So I got on it, and now I can make it. I can sit down and make a song whenever I want, even though I've never been to a studio. Everything I do like right here with this mic, and it hasn't changed too much. It's more just I have time to work on things and make things like sound better, find new mixes, ways of doing things. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Just getting on to these like last two questions. So being from Toronto as well as like Brampton, like in that sense too, like both from Toronto and Brampton, how do you feel about like the whole like GTA like music scene at the moment? Do you feel like it's fine like the way it is, or do you feel that there should be some changes onto how the scene should go in that sense?
Honestly, we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent in Toronto, but the problem is like before the talent, there's the environment, right? And the environment hasn't really never been healthy. Like there's sirens going off 24/7 over there, and it's like for the wrong reasons. And it's like it's hard to once you're in music, it's hard to when you're stuck in it for so long. So we keep losing these talented rappers left and right. I don't know, like a lot of people have been saying like we need a change, but like it's not something easy to change because everyone has their own struggles, and that's going to clash with other people's struggles, and that's why we keep losing artists. But,
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I definitely like agree in that sense too. And there are like a lot of like other things that have caused Toronto to have these issues, with Toronto-based pages like getting involved with a lot of hood drama with various like neighborhoods like getting into it with each other, like even like with the artists from those areas too. And like even like in the downtown scene, like there's like a lot of other stuff going on too, like that's outside of that scope. I feel like there should be some certain changes in that sense too, but I feel like if we all work together and like if we sort of make a truce in that sense too, which it could work, it could not work too, like then it could be beneficial for these artists to actually blow up like even bigger in that sense too, like sticking together and being just like how Atlanta is, like that's like the only way in that sense. So yeah.
yeah, we find a way to like work together better without the violence, like we'll be fine. Like I feel like we could be up there in the world. We could make like the scene could be a lot bigger without all of that because we keep losing artists and our influence isn't spreading as far as it could. Because if you think about it, like UK rap has come all the way over here, and it's like it's now something that's in constant rotation being played. And I don't know the like how far Toronto like rap reaches because I'm close to here, but I feel like it could be a lot bigger than it is right now.
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean. Just getting to like the end of the question. So, aside from your upcoming project soon, do you have like any other goals or any other like things going on that you're planning to do for the rest of like the year, like within 2021? And um, do you have like any advice for any creative or any like person like trying to pursue like their dreams in that sense too?
Honestly, just working on music, working, and I've been doing a bit of ghostwriting for a few people. So that's also been a good new source of income. But if you're starting music, don't don't try to sound like someone else because that's the first thing you're gonna do. Whenever you look for a beat, it's a little baby type beat, it's a gunner type beat. And when you play a beat, you can hear it. Like you can just hear that artist on it. And it's gonna influence the way you think about things when you go to lay something down. And it's gonna sound like them. And it's gonna get you nowhere because you're gonna sound like half of what they are when you're starting out because they've been doing it for years. They perfected that for themselves. So if you can just find a way not to be, if any, what I usually do is I download a bunch of beats and then I delete the names off of them and I name them by numbers. And that way I don't have that bias in my head. That way I can know like what I'm saying is like, it's my style. Even if I do like get inspiration from somewhere else, I'm not trying to completely copy and bite from someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt, no doubt.